A reporter for the Associated Press. Kyle, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me, Al.
Now take us inside the courtroom. What are these jurors reacting to the most?
Without a doubt, from my observations, Al, the jurors reacted most to the 911 calls with the screams and the gunshot in the background. And a very close second would be the crime scene photos that depict Mr. Martin's body. Those elicit the most strongest reactions, the most defined body language of all the jurors, for sure.
When you say the reaction and the body language, is it a body language and a reaction of shock, of concern, or could you tell?
That jury you were talking about, B76, she's seated in seat 1, closest to the attorneys and to the gallery.
Right.
Whenever those 911 calls were played, she has a very defined reaction. As far as the crime scene photos go, today when they're showed in court, I mean, she wouldn't even look at them. I mean, her head was down, she was taking a few notes, but I mean, she wanted no part of those crime scene photos again, seeing what they depicted and seeing Mr. Martin's body.
And she was one that the prosecution did not want on the panel.
That's correct. I mean, they tried to get her off the panel, but she's seated right there in seat 1, and like I said, her reactions have been very pronounced and very defined.
Now, juror E6 has consistently been noted as the most engaged juror. She's white, married mother. Her husband owns guns, and the state tried to strike her from the jury, too. Tell us what you can about her.
Well, definitely, you mentioned Mr. Gentile's testimony. She was the most engaged throughout the trial, but particularly during Mr. Gentile's testimony. I mean, she was leaning forward. She was taking lots of notes. And there's actually that one time when she actually asked the judge, if Mr. Gentile could repeat a couple of her answers because she wanted to get them down. So, whatever the prosecution saw in her, I don't know. That's up for, we'll find out later, I'm sure. But she's definitely the most engaged, and she's seated, right behind that juror B20, right behind that juror B29, who everybody's talking about as well.
Kyle Hightower, great reporting. Thank you for your time this evening.